This Lion fan base have been craving home playoff football since this building opened in 2002, and they've got it today at Ford Field in Detroit. Tonight we continue with Wild Card Weekend with what should be a great one between the Washington football team and the Detroit Lions. Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC Wild Card game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now it's Swift. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. From the gun, here's Swift. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And now they'll throw with Allen. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Allen to throw it. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That one a first down pickup of 8.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what their opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are. And you know what else is happening now? They're gaining information. They're gaining knowledge about how the defense is planning on playing them. So not only are they being successful on this drive, they're filing things away for future drives in this game.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Allen. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. From the gun, it's Allen. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And Fairbairn missed it. He pulled it left, and this will remain a scoreless game. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
On 2nd down now, it's Gibson. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. It's fielded at the 45. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Well, now only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Swift. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
From the 44, Allen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Throwing is Allen on third. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. Swift is hit, and he catches it. And it's Washington that scoops it up. All fumbles are costly, but that one really hurts because he had the first down.
Yeah, that's all he needed, right? But the problem is we coach these guys to try and get more, but that doesn't count if you don't bring the ball with you, does it?
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. Slings this deep from McLaurin. This is caught inside the 15. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. And they'll try the jet sweep here. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. Wentz going to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. 2 yards on the touchdown there, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
On 2nd down, Swift. They follow up up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Allen from the gun on third down. He's got it, complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. On first down, Swift. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Lions on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Allen now looks to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. He'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller, since the screen pass was available, whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
They'll run on first down. Callaway. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 yards there and a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Running is Swift. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second and 5 now. Allen into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
On first down, Gibson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Throwing on second down. Wentz eluding the pressure right. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. But now it's third down.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Wentz. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Daron Payne forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Another try after the first down sack. Allen. His throw incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hockenson. And it's third down.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Now a carry for Swift.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Wentz to throw. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Working from the gun, Wentz. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off at the 36.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Allen. Open man is Galladay, complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And it'll be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Going to try and throw on 3rd down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. This one wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wild card matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start the 3rd quarter here on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Gibson. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
the gun on third down. Wentz. He's going to wind up in it, and that's caught inside the 35. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A first down and then some. 36 yards. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Gibson. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They got to get to the 23 here on third. From the gun, it's Wentz.
And Wentz is intercepted yet again.
Picked off near the 26. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start. This third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
They'll run here with Swift.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute off it.
This Lion fan base have been craving home playoff football since this building opened in 2002, and they've got it today at Ford Field in Detroit. Tonight we continue with Wild Card Weekend with what should be a great one
between the Washington football team
and the Detroit Lions. Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC Wild Card game. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
First carry for DeAndre Swift.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. Operating from the gun, Allen. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
They'll run on first down. Swift, he'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To the air, Allen. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
On first down, Swift, and little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Allen gonna throw. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Daron Payne. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, Allen throwing deep for Galladay. Down in the air, now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. Nobody ever wants the interception on the opening drive to happen, but when it happens in the playoffs, it feels like it's a bigger deal. What a rough start.
And how about these visitors? The defense just went right on the field and seized momentum. You know, almost like they're saying, okay, no one expects us to win this one. Let's go ahead and give them a shock early. Took the ball from the home team and put them in the hole.
Because this crowd, one of the best in the league, especially this time of year, it's going to be tough to take them out of it, but that's a heck of a start. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Osborne. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. He's going to fire one deep, and that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 37.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, but they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you've got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
To throw, it's Wentz. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. Not the touchdown they wanted, but hey, you're on the road in the playoffs. They did get 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's a good opening drive, so you feel good about it yourself. You get to the sidelines. The defense feels good about you helping them right out of the gate. The team, yeah, they feel pretty good about coming in the playoffs and getting points on the board right away.
Do that again, baby. Do it again.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now Allen. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
Here's Swift. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
Operating from the gun. Allen. They'll give this one to Galladay. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Now Wentz. And he finds McLaurin. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. They run the counter. Gibson. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. To throw is Wentz. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Now a give right side. It's Gibson. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Oh, yeah.
Play action. Now Wentz. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I'm looking at this one with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
Washington on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Throwing is Wentz. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
Here's a handoff to Swift.
And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Allen. Throwing deep for Galladay. And knocks the ball away that falls incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Sometimes the visuals don't exactly work out the way you expect. They wanted to let him use his size there and float one up to him, but he wasn't able to get any separation. The DB was right on him and forced the incompletion.
It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Wentz now on 1st down.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
15 yards the pickup. 1st down, Washington.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the 2nd level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
On 2nd down, it's Gibson. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a 1st at the Lions' 22. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. Now Wentz. And he'll find Hall. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. They'll run on first down. Gibson, and he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Wentz now to throw. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the first down. They'll try the left side. It's Gibson, and this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly.
That is into the end zone for Washington. Touchdown. From 8 yards out. And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Back to the air on second down. It's Allen. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that one almost intercepted. Call it a 50-50 ball. It falls incomplete, and now 3rd down.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call. But they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
They do go for it. Here's Allen. Lets this go for Renfro downfield. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off at the 39. And a potential turning point as he'll get the football in very good half. So after the INT, here's Wentz.
He'll get this to Antonio Gibson complete.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Tonight, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's the NFC Wildcard Round on EA Sports. Josh Allen and the Detroit Lions versus Carson Wentz and the Washington Football Team.
This Lion fan base have been craving home playoff football since this building opened in 2002, and they've got it today at Ford Field in Detroit. Tonight we continue with Wild Card Weekend with what should be a great one
Between the Washington Football Team
and the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
fielded near the back of the end zone. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25.
So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. It's Josh Allen that'll be orchestrating the offense, a 6'5" quarterback from Wyoming.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round one. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
On first down, and his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Allen. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. CD, put on your OC cap here. What do you do? 2nd and 1, you get stuffed. Now 3rd and 1.
In the old days, I would have said we're going to line up and we're going to run the same darn play and we're going to get it right. But nowadays, as tough as defenses are, I want some mobility. I want some movement, putting the ball in the hands of my quarterback and giving him a run-pass option. I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So here's Washington now backed up a bit to start their first drive.
As we get a peek at the number 2 overall pick from the 2016 draft, standing at 6'5", Carson Wentz.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Tucker. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. That's taken inside his own 40. Very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. I guess you could say they're kind of fortunate to be in the position that they're in, able to host as a division champ, because it's really one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
And there's often the discussion every time, right, that 4th seed, should they actually be hosting? Because sometimes it turns out that division winner has a lesser record than wild card teams that get in, and some people think that'd be a more fair
way of doing things. But I've got to tell you, I personally like it. Winning a division title, I don't care what the division, how it's ranked, it still means something to me, and I like the fact that they get to host.
I think that that's the reason you have the divisions. If you didn't just stack them all up and take the best 6 records, but there's a division for a reason, and the champion hosts the first round.
And the first rule of thumb in building a team, build a team to win your division. Beat those teams first, then you go from there.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big game downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short game.
Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
We often hear the phrase short-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. The open man here, Renfro. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
This is our time. Our time. Come on, you serious, dog.
So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
Here's Gil's man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Lions are going to take a first quarter lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. Wentz now on first down. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Detroit's offense ready to take over.
They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
On the handoff, this is Swift.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Allen. And down he goes. A coverage sack. Took too long to get rid of it. Deron Payne. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Partner, I know the ball security's preached like crazy, But every now and then, you've got to know when to get rid of the football and save a little bit of yardage if you're a quarterback.
Because now if you're the offensive coordinator, what does it do if it was 3rd and 10 versus 3rd and much longer as it is now?
Yeah, it changes everything in terms of play calling and the pressure you might expect to face on the very next down. Had to throw the ball away and save the yardage. He didn't get it done.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Once again here on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Gibson. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Now the 2nd down throw on target. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6. Wentz going to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin there to make the grab.
And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up.
And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Allen on 3rd down. And he'll find Galloway. That's complete. And he's going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen, he's going to find and complete it to Renfro. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On play action, Wentz. On the crossing route, complete. That's Hall. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
They'll run the draw here with Swift. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen firing quickly here, and that's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 3rd down, here comes Swift. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
So they're going for it, and here's how. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down.
And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs.
On 1st down, Wentz. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Two minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. Here's a 1st down throw. It's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one?
Allen hit. He lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card.
Now on 2nd and 16. Allen. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
On 3rd down, Swift. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And taken right at the 35. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told.
and Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Wentz. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. To throw, it's Wentz. This will be caught at the 6. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. From the 5, 2nd and 4. Shotgun now for Wentz. Over the middle, complete. It's Tucker. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. So we come upon halftime. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard battle. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wentz. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked by Jeff Okudah. Not the way you envision things to start out the 3rd quarter. 1 play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the 2nd half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Allen now looks to throw. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Daron Payne bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
3rd and goal and still a long way from the end zone. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Montez Sweat, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal, now brings up a decision on 4th down.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach, when he ordered the field goal, please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
On first down, it's Gibson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now a play fake. Wentz. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Here's Allen. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them.
It's caught inside the 25. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on standing.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A 14-yard touchdown. And Washington has retaken the lead.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm.
He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now they'll be tipped and intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he'll bring this one back to the 29.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Trey Flowers there on the tackle.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. They'll keep it on the ground. Gibson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll run here with Mack. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Forced out to his left, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10.
To throw again. Allen. And that will not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. The Lions on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. We call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now this offense about ready to take over again. If this game continues the way it's gone, it'll be, well, somewhat of an upset. 5-4, not huge, but still the big thing, winning on the road to stay alive. Pretty big deal.
Yeah, when you pointed out that 5-4, first thing that flashed through my head was college basketball. When they get to their tournament, right?
Yeah, like the 8-9 seed first-round game.
Right, you always look at that before you fill out your brackets, don't you? And you got to figure out which one you're going to pick, that 9 seed over the 8. And sometimes even that 7-10 game feels the same way. Not much difference between the two teams. Give them a lot of credit, though, for going on the road and getting it done in this one.
Yeah, that's a difference. NCAA tournament neutral site here on the road and putting some people on notice. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. On play action, it's Wentz. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
And the lead will grow by 1 more. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And now back out comes the offense. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. From midfield, here's Allen. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs.
So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down of this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On second down, here's a run with Mack. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 11 yards there, first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
Man, when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
On first down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. They run the counter. It's Gibson. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That has lots of leg behind it. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be fielded inside the 5. And it takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. Saying their fans here are stunned would be an understatement. Things in this wild card round have not gone according to plan. Throwing on first down is Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Allen will try again on 2nd down. He'll get this one to Galladay. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. To throw, it's Allen. They'll find Swift out of the backfield. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
This pass tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there, and that pick 6 will be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to get, so really you're almost at the point of no options. Have to go for it. Bottom line, though, is defenders know that as well. They know you've got to throw the football. Had the right defense call, able to make a nice play on the ball, and that's all she wrote.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So out now come the Lions. Now Allen to try again after the pick six. Now the ball comes loose. And it's Washington that scoops it. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing is ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Wentz now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Tucker. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. And they're going to get him. They bring him down a sack back at the 16-yard line. If you want a lesson on how to defeat an offensive tackle, that was pretty textbook.
Is that a clip and save? That's what's going to go around the league, and people are going to watch that and say, my goodness, that's how you do it? And I feel awful for the offensive tackle because we always talk about the athleticism of that guy who just beat him. Well, you have to be athletic to try and block that guy. Just in this case, the defense won.
On third down, a run by Mack. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This a 33-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So he's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Oh, no.
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and they haven't done it successfully. A penalty is a result of that hit there.
On first down, Allen. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. Not much there, only a yard.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. And they will take a knee here. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game, check, got that done. Win a wild card game, big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Detroit.